Well, it's time to belly up to the bar and find out what's on tap at Brews with Brian. Hey, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Brews with Brian. We appreciate all the support we've been getting. Since moving to the Loaded Sports Network, things have really changed. Don't forget to check out the other show on the Loaded Sports Network, Spring Loaded Football. Talk all things Spring League football. Myself, the Colonel, Wayne, and Coach will fill you in every Friday. But, guys, let's get to why you're here. We're going to talk a little bit about 10W-40 Horchata from Hi-Wire Brewing out of Asheville, North Carolina. This beer weighs in at 8% ABV, so this beer is one of those beers that you just want to sip on. This thing ain't for pounding. This ain't a party beer. I tell you every week, guys, remember, don't do anything stupid. It's pretty easy to be adults and responsible like we should be. So always keep that in mind. And this beer for sure, 8%, you definitely just want to sip on this thing. Let's take a little look at it in a glass. Again, all craft beer should be poured in a glass. It just makes the experience better. You'll thank me for it later. You can see here 10W-40 Horchata poured into a tulip-like glass. But let's talk about it, guys. This beer pours a very dark mahogany brown, appearing opaque black in a glass with a thin brown head, or in this picture it's pretty thick actually, that dissipates to a solid film with light lacing. Aromas of dark toasted malt, almond, mixed nuts, vanilla, hints of chocolate and cinnamon. And tasting this beer, you get dark roasted malt with moderate char, almond, cinnamon, baking chocolate, mild vanilla. This thing finishes with lightly charred malt and cinnamon on the flavor. It's medium bodied and with light creaminess. And it's an interesting flavored stout. I'd never had a horchata, which is a Mexican drink, before I had this horchata stout. I've had them since, and this thing tastes exactly like a horchata. It's really amazing, guys. This beer is fantastic and one of the best, in my opinion. One of the best that I've had recently, in my opinion. The flavor is quite busy, and the initial taste leaves the malt tasting subdued for its size with its high ABV. However, the adjunct flavors are handled very well and nicely integrated. And the aroma was interesting because although almond was present, you almost pick up a peanut component too. And in the flavor, the almond is the most dominant. It's heavy on the almond flavor, which is good for me because doesn't bother me. I liked it. I really enjoyed it. And horchata is an odd choice for a stout. It's a vanilla-based drink, and this has a distinct chocolate note that is more common in stouts. I imagine that's why they put it in there, and it's unlike any other stout I've had, and very thankful for it. I really, really enjoyed this beer, and it's not what I expected. I honestly didn't know what to expect from a beer like this, but a great tasting Mexican-inspired take on a stout. I'm always intrigued when a brewery pulls off something that pushes the envelope and maybe step out of the norm and be a little bit different. So, guys, and Hi-Wire Brewing does a lot with this 10W-40 base beer. You can buy just a regular 10W-40 base beer as a stout, but they have all kinds of different flavored versions of this beer. And this is just my favorite. And I hope you can find it. If you can find it, or any kind of 10W-40 from Hi-Wire, definitely buy it and check it out. You won't be disappointed. But guys, let's check in with our buddy Bill. Check in with Bill every week. Bill's a close friend of everybody here at the Loaded Sports Network. Probably the most interesting man we know, and quite a character. See here, Bill is pouring a beer into the Brews with Brian mug, as he does every week. Guys, let's find out what Bill thinks. There he is. Bill loves this thing, guys. Just like me, usually it's how it happens. If I enjoy it, Bill does too. You got to do it. You got to try it. You got to find it. Seek this beer out. Ask your people at whatever liquor store or craft beer shop you go to if they can get it. If they can get it, you have to buy it. It is that good. But guys, let's head on over to a surprising part of the show for me. And anyway, the support we've had for this is just outstanding. This is Brews with Brian Barr Trivia. Each and every week, give you a little trivia question for you to ponder for a week until the next episode, and we give you an answer for it. This past week was how many players field a baseball team, counting both teams in a game, and the answer is 18. The question for this week is, what is the world's most widely consumed and oldest alcoholic beverage? Do you know it? You might know it. We'll give you a week to think about it, and we'll come on back to that next week. Hey, everybody, it's Coach and Colonel here from the Spring Loaded Football Podcast, taking a short break from your podcast. We wanted to tell you about Spring Loaded Football, where each and every Friday we talk about Spring League sports, USFL, XFL, X League, fan control football, guys. We got it all. Coach, what you got to say?
Hey, y'all check us out. Like it, love it, and everything. We talk about a lot of stuff on here. We try to keep it quick and simple, and we talk about everything. Even some things like kickers.
That's right. Check it out, springloadedfootball.com. Now back to the show. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this week's episode of Brews with Brian. You can find the show anywhere you find your favorite podcast, and we hope we're part of that group. You can check out the video show on YouTube and Spotify. Me and Bill really appreciate it. The show has grown a lot. If you've got friends that enjoy drinking craft beer, tell them about the show because they'll enjoy me talking about it. But that's going to do it for this week, guys. And don't forget to stop back by. We're at Brews with Brian. Knowledge is always on tap.